May you take the throne.
And there's going to be like
an overall feeling of it.
Grab, and that's going to be what allows you to open up that door.
Finn. Wow, that was the worst piece of crap I've ever seen.
Oh my God, that was an abomination. That was awful.
Frittata!
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Frit here.
I understood that reference.
No, I don't think that's it. Why do you think I do all these overly edited intros? I don't have a good way of introducing myself to you, which I should start getting the hang of by now because there's a ton of you who are new viewers, a lot of brand new subscribers, and the number keeps going up.
And what do you have to show for your lifetime of sloth and ignorance?
What?
Everything!
Which is both a good thing and a bad thing, because I know exactly what you're here for, Nintendo hate. At one point, it was special, because I'm like the only YouTuber in the world that actually means it. I do not care for Nintendo products, and I still think they are overrated. At one point, that was a special, unique opinion to have, but now it seems like everybody has it. It's just the way algorithms work. So, you guys know exactly how petty I am. It was a couple of months ago. We got to finally see what Elden Ring on the Switch 2 would look like, to give us a glimpse as to what the future of Nintendo Switch 2 ports would be. Early reports were showing that it was running like complete ass. And then the footage dropped and we could see frame rates dropping to what looked to be about maybe like 17 FPS every time people turn the camera. Because let's face it, the Switch 2 is not a powerhouse, no matter how much these Nintendo drones on Twitter want you to think. Luckily for us, Twitter is about as real as their sex lives. So just because they have bot accounts and they're able to somehow manage to get thousands of likes, doesn't mean they are correct, no matter how much they think they are. And then a lot of YouTubers came out like Nintendo Prime, capping for Elden Ring on the Switch 2, acting like it was not an atrocious port, and that the performance issues were greatly exaggerated. Well, guess what? We got an update today. You all owe this popsicle stick an apology and a free citizenship into your country.
You get nothing!
No? Can I come on a visa? I want back in. Ever since my audience got me deported, I've been having to de-parasite every single time I eat at a taco stand, so thank you. Hopefully one day, one of these audience members turns out to be an ICE agent and takes mercy on me. But yes, either way, like I was saying, you owe me an apology. I even got a lot of comments on that video of people telling me the game's fine, Frit, the game's fine, the Switch 2 is powerful. This $400+ tablet is capable of it all. Yeah, it turns out Nintendo YouTubers are a bunch of fucking liars. Would you look at that? Wow, Nintendo YouTubers lying? Beat 'em ups would never do that. Like, the only opinions on Nintendo you should be listening to are mine, and I'll tell you why, because they're correct. It turns out Elden Ring on the Switch 2 has been delayed. Uh-oh. And what are the reasons? Performance issues, of course. Like, what the fuck do people think? Elden Ring did not exactly run all too well on PC, PS5, or Xbox when it came out. Getting a locked 60 was as hard as getting clean cut Coke. So the fact that Nintendo guys legitimately thought they were going to get equal or better performance is hilarious. These guys really do think the Switch 2 is the little tablet that could. Well, anyway, let's get into it. While development on Elden Ring Tarnished Edition continues wholeheartedly towards release, we have decided to move the launch to 2026 to allow time for performance adjustments. So, oh boy!
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what just happened.
So you mean to tell me when all those Nintendo shills were coming out and saying, oh no, it's perfectly playable. Honestly, you don't even notice the performance issues. They were all clearly fucking lying. Do you know how rare it is for From Software to delay for performance reasons? Miyazaki is one of the worst optimizers in the entire gaming industry. This man has consistently released back-to-back poor performing titles with zero shame. So the fact that they're actually taking time to delay it so that it's playable is an obvious sign that it runs like ass. And these Nintendo guys out here legitimately thought The Switch 2 port would be better than the Xbox Series S port. That's how far gone they are. You give console users one console with DLSS and all of a sudden they think they got the most powerful system in the universe. They may have their clean images, but they certainly don't got frames, which are crucial in a title like Elden Ring. Performance is everything for these games. Every frame matters. We apologize to players looking forward to the game and thank you for your patience and support. Why the fuck? Why? Why would you play this on a tablet?
You could do that, but why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
I don't even want to play it on a Steam Deck. Like, what do you legitimately get out of having a handheld version that is so atrocious to look at? You question its existence and whose idea it was to birth this thing. Needless to say, fans aren't exactly happy. I mean, imagine going out and buying a nearly $500 tablet and you can't even play the majority of games. Oh wait, you don't have to imagine. That's the Switch 2. Idiots just go out and buy this crap when it doesn't even have a quarter of the titles available on all platforms. And then they get all mad when shit comes out slow. Not to mention a lot of that is Nintendo's fault for their carelessness when it comes to sending out dev kits to game developers. A huge chunk of the blame is on Nintendo for that reason. Devs did not have enough time to optimize their games because they didn't have dev kits. Now, check out these comments. Will you retards finally implement DLSS/FSR/XESS in your ancient engine? I mean, honestly, you guys are lucky you're even getting a handheld version of this. Nintendo fans don't even deserve a port. The Switch 2, just like the Switch 1, is a glorified tablet meant to run the next Zelda and Smash Bros. And Mario Kart and Pokemon, and that's it. If you're expecting to get a good, solid AAA third-party experience, you're out of your fucking mind. What is wrong with you, Nintendo guys? You guys really think that little tablet is worth playing on? Embarrassing. Game with frame rate issues on PC and the big 2025 might have problems on a glorified tablet. Who could have possibly foreseen this complication? Exactly. This is what I was saying months ago, and I caught a lot of flack for it. People said, no, Frit, you're just trying to get it to quick on your PTOs. Well, yes. But why the hell would I lie to you about a tablet that clearly can't handle games like this? Switch 2 ports are atrocious. They are hideous abominations that I question why they even exist in the first place. Barely anybody buys them. And they drain the battery faster than the IRS drains my bank account. I know I promised Consort Radon was causing the Switch 2 to explode. I mean, has anybody here ever played on a Switch 1 as it was overheating and exhausting itself? It sucks. I mean, it's a nice hand warmer, but when you hear that poor little tablet struggling to push out a frame, you kind of just want to take the system out back and put the poor thing down. Like, no console should ever have to suffer trying to run stuff it clearly isn't capable of. Oh, here's a comment pointing out the obvious. Nintendo fanboys. It doesn't run that bad. It's portable. It's portable. Runs like PS5. It's perfectly fine performance. Looks great. You're just haters from software themselves. Exactly. You're gonna have to put another coin in the Fritanga jar. Throw in some kush while you're at it. I knew this would happen. Now this makes the Duskbloods a great concern. Can we trust From Software to actually have a functioning Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive when they can barely get the same game engine to run on the device? It's not looking good. The Switch 2 is the worst place to be playing your games. Also, the most overpriced and the highest probability of not having an actual, physical port. I mean, look at this lying fuck earlier in October. Look at this liar. Look how terrible his tweet has aged. I did make a Switch 2 at PAX Australia. Much better than Gamescom build. 1080p 30. Judge performance yourself from the video. I really can't handle the shoulder buttons on Switch 2, but that's just me. Switch owners will be fine. Shut the fuck up. You lying sack of shit. You Nintendo guys are such goddamn liars. I despise you. The damage control for this company, who couldn't give two shits if you suffocated right in front of them, makes no goddamn sense. And then there's people out there who legitimately want to put their money down ahead of time to pay about as much or more for what will be an inferior version of the game. because they're idiot. They need a full-on year to get this thing running right. And that's what brings me to that Nintendo Prime tweet, which bugged me a long time ago because I knew how full of shit he was. I know we're human as such. Double standards are far more common than they should be. A recent game runs like garbage on all platforms and worse on PS5. Here is the developer's fault, not the system. Elden Ring runs poorly on Switch too, despite running better on worse hardware. It's the platform's fault. Except in this case, it legitimately is the platform's fault. You guys grossly overestimate the capabilities of the Switch 2, like to an insane degree. Not even Nintendo's own first-party games run stable on it, like Donkey Kong. The signs were there. It's a Switch 1 with DLSS, better battery, and a better APU. Double standards. Double standards! Prepare for standards and make it double. It's rampant. Nintendo's evil because they have a policy that can break your system. Everyone else has the same policy and nobody bats an eye. Nintendo has game keycards. Xbox and PlayStation have discs that act the same way. They just don't tell you on the box. PC is all the... Look, man, this is just annoying. How much defense do these guys have to play for Nintendo? It's ridiculous. They all lied to your faces. Every single one of these Nintendo guys lied. How embarrassing is it that for once it wasn't Screen Rant or Game Rant or IGN or Kotaku that lied? It was the Nintendo guys. Their agenda is stronger than their console. Insane. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you so choose to. For videos like this and more, you know what to do. That being said, I'll see you in the next one.
Fritonga sucks ass.